What's up, and welcome to the Indie Credible Podcast, episode 29, a weekly podcast where we get together and talk about this dickhead over here.
Hey, it's the Tom cast!
For audio listeners, I was pointing towards Tom then. But no, yeah, a weekly podcast, we get together and chat about the world of indie gaming. We go through what we've been playing, we talk about the indie game news. This week we've got a ton of release dates and release announcements. And also got a treat for you guys this week because I sat down and chatted to Team Junkfish. They are an independent developers behind an upcoming game called Attack of the Earthlings. Turn-based strategy game with a little twist on it. But we'll say more about the game as we lead into the interview. If you're watching this on the video on YouTube, then you're lucky, because if you don't want to listen to us, I don't know why you wouldn't want to, then time codes are available so you can skip to the interview if you want to. But we'll talk more about the interview as we lead into it. I've got to get my words out now.
Sorry, I've just noticed that you look really weird on here because you've got a knot in.
I've got a man bun in, yeah.
So it looks like you've got really short hair on the camera.
This is Skinhead Lewis.
Yeah, here's my mate Skinhead Lewis. Skinhead Lewis.
Yeah, so, as I said, the Indie Credible Podcast. Where can you find us, Tom?
Perfect timing, man. Perfect handle.
You can find us.
He doesn't even know. Doesn't even know what day of the week is. Yes, you can find it. As I said,
I'm always drinking, by the way.
Just on the podcast.
You can find us on YouTube, and if you're watching us on YouTube, thank you very much. Please think about subscribing if you haven't subscribed yet, especially with YouTube's new little rules that are going to shoot us in the arse, to say the least.
Yeah.
We're available on many podcast services, anything apart from Google Play because they don't work in the UK yet, or Spotify. But that might change because Spotify looks like they're going to be buying Soundcloud. I don't know if you saw about this.
Really?
Yeah. Oh. Which either means we're fucked because we haven't got a podcast at all, or it means that they actually want to put podcasts on Spotify. But we wait and see how that works. Or, like I said, iTunes. If you do listen to us audibly, then just leave us a little comment, a little like, a little 5-star thing, whatever you want to do. We really appreciate us. And for the real die-hard supporters who want to see more of our lovely faces, more content we do, then you can head over to Patreon. The link is below now. Patreon.com/IndieCredible. And you can throw us some money to get exclusive before and after show content, as well as we're doing a second podcast today, or videocast, or video, whatever you want to call it, called The Not So Indie Show. And that will get a week early access to that, where we talk about AAA games, movies, TV, things we like, things we're looking forward to. This week's is a kind of preview about 2018. Enough of the formalities, because I hate doing that bit, but it has to be done at the beginning. How's the week been?
Yeah, I've had quite a good week.
Yeah?
Yeah, I slept quite a bit. That's always nice.
Oh,
nice.
dickhead.
Love a good sleep. Love a good
nice.
sleep.
Barely
I played
slept.
loads of games. You barely what? That's the drinking, mate.
Oh,
Calm it down.
right.
So I can't. I'm really weird when it comes to sleep.
You don't.
Perfect example
weird.
being this morning, our dog, oh my God, I was going to kill it at first. I was going to throw it out the window.
What the fuck?
4:30 in the morning, Sarah nudges me, Lewis, the dog's being sick. And I'm like, what? And I look up and all you hear is this. Turns out it wasn't being sick, it had something stuck in its throat and it was doing it for about 20 minutes. So I was like, alright, I'll take it. Took it downstairs, I took it for a little walk, I gave it some food, hoping that might dislodge whatever it was. It drank some. Finally, by like 4:45, it was sorted out.
Right.
Took it back up to bed and all that, and I laid in bed and I was like, I just can't sleep now. Like, I just, the way my mind works, if I'm awake, I'm one of those people that I really struggle about sleep. I was like, I could be doing so much more productive. So I went downstairs, had a couple of games on Smite.
You said something more productive.
He's like a
couple of games on Smite.
And then come up to the office and wrote, and then basically edited next week's release video. And then so I can't sleep. I'm weird. 5 hours sleep and I'm fine.
Wait until you've had kids and you're 30, how fucking ever old I am now. Like 7:38, I don't know. That is how your life gets. And then you get to Fridays where you can at last finally just meet up with your mates, talk about indie games and have a beer. And the rest of the time you're just thankful you're not dead yet.
I didn't know how it was going.
I made it through the week and I did
it again.
die at some point.
I'm
14-year-old daughter.
dead opposite to Lewis in the fact
Well, you
that,
said, didn't you, that if you wasn't working, you sleep until 12:1?
Yeah, usually. And when I wake up, I struggle to maintain being awake.
Really?
Yeah, I wake up for work and I'm like, what? And that is at 11 o'clock. I'm still like that for hours, you know.
My body clock is 7 o'clock in the morning. Like I said, last couple of weeks where I've not been having to get up to go into an office, I've had a couple of lie-ins, but that's only mostly.
Oh no, hang on, yeah, to 8. Yeah,
yeah.
that's not a lie-in.
Oh, that is a lion, mate.
That is a lovely lie.
Yeah,
Absolutely
again,
not.
wait till you've had kids.
So this week,
Or just don't have them.
Just don't do it.
Don't do it.
Should we go for what we've been playing?
Love you, sweetheart.
Not watching.
Who wants to start? Who wants to start off with what we played this week?
I'm not going to start.
I'll start
Mainly
this week.
because what I played this week is because of you.
Okay, so process of elimination. We'll go with that. No, Tom. So I threw you a code for Defunct.
You did, yeah.
Tell us about Defunct.
Defunct. Yeah.
Please tell me it's about late 70s, early 80s disco funk era spaceships, massive glasses.
Actually, no.
Oh,
Not even a little bit. It's a weird one. I feel like the best way to describe it is it's what Sonic could be.
That's good then, because as in, is that good?
I take it you don't mean Sonic Mania. You're talking
You mean like
about
Sonic
Sonic
3D Sonic.
Yeah. Okay.
You're this little robot guy, and you're basically a wheel with a little body attached.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea is you'll be set into these big areas that are all hilly and everything. And when you're going downhill, you can gravitize, and that makes you go faster down the hill.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you do that when you're going uphill, it slows you down. So basically, the idea is you build momentum to go faster and faster to go around the levels to usually to power on something to get you to the next area.
Okay.
I'm very mixed
like
feelings about it.
It's like a puzzle game almost.
It's kind of a puzzle game, yeah. But it's
Would you say it's got rhythm elements to it? Like,
absolutely not.
Okay.
No.
I don't know. I didn't know if the whole going downhill. You know, sometimes you get into a rhythm of going
That'd be
downhill.
nice.
Would you say it was
down.
a first-person shooter?
It's but it's a weird one. I don't know if I like it.
Are you racing against other people? As you do?
No.
Is there any
Okay.
high scores on there? Like a leaderboard thing?
Not that I've seen.
That's right, 'cause you won't suck at them then.
Are you kidding me? Do I have to bring up?
I just love throwing bait out. I haven't got any carrots left. He's eating them all. He just keeps eating them.
He's just fishing.
He just keeps eating them all.
Fishing with dynamite. Go on.
It has issues in the fact that when you hit something, you stop dead, and you can move.
Okay.
You can move without getting momentum, but it's fucking slow. Like you have your broken engine, as it's called. You just hold circle and you move really slowly, and that's really frustrating. Which is the same as I guess the early Sonics. If you were going really fast and you hit something,
Hit something, you'd stop.
you'd
And
be like, damn it! And
Would it be a game that the speedrunning community would take to in terms of they get the patterns and the routes through the levels and they just absolutely fly through?
The levels aren't like 3D Sonic now, where it's just one big track that you're going down. They are big open areas.
Okay.
So it's just an open world.
And you sort of essentially, they're like mini open worlds, and you go to the next one, go down a big long way, and then another open world.
Right.
And each one's like a different theme. Like you've got Oasis and a desert one. And
The casino.
I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe later on, could be. And I guess the idea is just to keep going. There's a story, but it's not like a proper story.
Okay.
It's just their little cutscenes with no dialogue.
Yeah.
Where you start on a ship, you fall out the ship, you're on this planet, and you're just going.
Okay.
You're just going and doing things, trying to get somewhere, I guess.
But you don't know.
But there are speed boosts and power ups, and it's sometimes fun and sometimes really annoying.
Okay.
And the frame rate keeps dropping for some reason.
Badly or
Extremely badly at some points. Not even when I'm going fast. Sometimes when I'm going exceptionally slow.
Oh really?
Yeah. Oh, and
That's probably why it's slowing down. It's like, oh, for God's sake.
It's like,
Yeah.
This is so
Probably,
dull.
if he was good at the game, it probably wouldn't drop.
I don't know if you can be good at this game, because there are bits where it definitely seems like the game's telling me you should be going fast at this point, but it's like a narrow passageway, and it's like, well, how was I supposed to get the speed? I did everything that was possible to do,
Yeah.
and I'm slow.
Yeah, right.
I find that really frustrating. You guys should play it, actually. I'd like to get your opinions on it.
Okay. Well,
Love to give it a go.
I think I can reach out for a couple more codes. They did offer them to us.
Yeah.
It's, trying to remember the publishers that threw them to us. But yeah, no, they got come through early. On Monday, was it? I threw them over to you. I think it's Monday.
Monday, Tuesday, yeah.
Cool.
And I don't want to pass judgment on it just yet, because I've only played it a bit.
We'll talk about it
Yeah.
more next week then.
Yeah, I'll probably
Yeah.
I want to finish it by
We'll
next
give,
week.
you give it
Are
like
you
a
reviewing it?
No.
just later. So Tom's mini review next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll see how I feel.
Stay
in the
tuned.
end
Well,
about
don't stay tuned because
Defunct.
you're
Don't
a blank
just
screen
sit
for 7
looking at
days.
the screen. Watch the other
do stay
videos
tuned.
because we need the hours up.
Yeah,
So-
get the autoplay on. Just keep rolling through the videos.
Stick that in the background, actually. If you've got work to do, just put autoplay
Pop it
on,
on.
the YouTube stuff. It boosts up our things. And then
Don't skip
just,
any ads.
hack onto your friends' YouTube accounts,
Yeah.
subscribe, your parents.
Yes, Indie Credible, we
People you meet
do
in the
promote
street.
hacking.
Yeah, fully.
We do indeed, yeah.
So, do you want to say what you've played? Because then I'll finish off what you've played, because obviously I've finished the game.
Want me to
He's
start?
gonna
You'll
finish you
finish
off.
me off.
Yeah, you start.
Can see that one coming.
Yeah, that was just so
Oh, he
obvious.
warms them up. That's
For the
nice.
sake of the audio listeners, I am warming up my hands for Dan right now.
So I started by playing Uncanny Valley, which was the one that you got in touch with me, and you were like, "Oh, Dan, I played Uncanny Valley," and I was like, "Yeah, I wasn't that tempted by it," and you went, "Yeah, it's not that good." So I was like, "I've got to check this out then,"
Yeah.
because you do that. It's one of the weird things when people
It's
are
short.
like,
It's really
"Here's
short.
a really crap game," and everyone goes, "I'm going to play that." I want to know. It wasn't really crap. That was harsh of me to say. It wasn't a really crap game, but I get what you mean. There's supposed to be multiple endings.
Yeah, so my issue was...
But what is
Did
it?
you finish the game?
I finished it, but at no point was I scared or did
So
I
what
run
ending-
away from it.
Yeah,
you
so
know
what
at the
ending did
very
you get?
start of the game where you have the monsters rushing in.
Yeah.
Did you run away from them?
No, I just got
No, I
stood
carried
still.
on walking in towards
Yeah.
them. It's like, oh, scary monsters, whatever. And
What,
that was
um,
my problem with the game. It never built
But what
tension.
So is
ending
it a
did you
horror
get?
game?
It tries to be. It's more thriller than horror. What end
What
did you
do you,
get?
well, I only have one end. What do you mean, what end?
So there's multiple endings.
Yeah, no, but I only had one end, so I don't know what end you mean. What did you get?
So how
And
did
I'll
your
tell
ending
you what
happen?
I had.
Okay, so I ended by basically so bit of context. It's you take on the job, don't you, of a
You're a
security guard
guard,
in this
yeah.
closed down facility. You don't know why it's closed down. You have to kind of do a little bit of life sim work, which doesn't do the game any favours, where you have to go to work, and then when your hour clock goes, when you finish work, you have to go back home and go to sleep and wake up, and then you have to kind of while you're on security guard, you have to do your rounds.
You do your rounds, yeah.
And then on these rounds, you find in different areas. And at first, it kind of grabbed me because you find these audio tapes, you listen to them, and they're like, that's quite cool. Find videotapes, I watch the videotapes, that was quite cool. And then it kind of just starts going the same, really. And you're like, oh, I don't really know what I'm going to be doing now because the game, there's no way to explore. It's not showing much. And you kind of have to just wait for the days to go through for more things to happen. That makes sense?
Right.
So you kind of...
Basically,
your hands
each
tied
time
with
you
it.
go back and you sleep, something new will
Yeah.
occur, but it's never a huge new. It's
So I
always
got-
just a
Same.
step.
So
Okay.
full spoilers
Well, that's
now.
fair
I'm
enough,
going to
because,
say
yeah.
full spoilers now. If people haven't played it and you want to play it, skip forward a couple of minutes. But full spoilers now. So you find these audio tapes early on, and they say that they're experimenting on an AI or some kind of robot. It's like this female voice going, "Yes, doctor." Oh, I do. And the doctor's like, "Can you tell me about this feeling you've had?" She's like, "I just feel like I want to love everybody, doctor." And then there's all this stuff. I mean, if it turns out this woman in the apartment block is the AI, and then she basically fell in love with me at the end. She kept me hostage. I tried to escape, and then she caught me, and then she strapped me up to the wall and chopped my arms and legs off. And then sat next to my torso and cuddled me and basically was like, "I will love you forever." And then the game ended, and I was like, "What the fuck just happened here? Like,
Right.
what the hell?" Yeah, so it was,
Which sounds more exciting than it is.
Well,
yeah.
I think it'd be exciting if there was a lot leading up to that.
So that all this happened in an hour and 20 minutes.
Right.
Which
As
is
in,
quite nice because
putting
it's
the game
supposed to
in
then
and
force you to go
finishing.
through and play again. But
So my issue with it is the disclaimer. I say disclaimer because it comes up at the beginning and says disclaimer of this game has multiple endings. If you're going to say that, you need to give me a carrot or a reason to play more and play the game more.
yeah,
The game had no end. Like, I'll go through it again and I'm like, okay, the last 20 minutes might change, but nothing else is going to change. Like, it's not like Nier Automata where it genuinely is a different game every time you play it.
weren't you tempted just to sit in the office and not do the rounds?
I went through a trophy list to see what the trophies were.
Oh right, okay.
And then that kind of spoils a lot of what the other endings are. So there's
Oh,
one
okay.
where you can, like, again, if you come back, spoilers again. One where you can. The main.
Where did you go?
Yeah, the main game ending that you're meant to get is that you're meant to get out of the facility by losing the gangsters that you've got on your back in the car without dying, and everyone else dies.
Oh, okay.
That's the main ending you're meant to get from what I saw from the trophy. How the fuck you get that? I haven't got a clue. There's an ending where you can find some guy in a freezer. Like, there's all these. From what I could work out, there's probably 5 or 6 different endings. Do I have any temptation to go back to playing? No.
No.
So basically, you guys love this game. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
If you look at something to play for an hour
On
and
a
20,
tangent in a second.
if you look at something to play for an hour and 20 minutes, there's worse things out there, but I wasn't riveted by it at all.
On the tangent of 10 out of 10, this is rubbish. I'm not going to say who it was because I don't want to get shit from anyone, right?
Right.
But I read this review and they were basically talking
About what game?
they were talking. No, it wasn't a game. It was about a book.
Yeah.
One of the kids had
quite a tangent.
I work in a school, so one of the children gave me a book to read.
There's a book
Right.
review now in
And-
2017, 2018.
There's a book review 2018. What?
You know, books still exist, right?
Yeah, I know, but
Anyway, the book is
Books
called
aren't reviewed as
Creepers
common anymore.
right? And this child had given it to me and told me I should read it because she thought it was great, and I was like, okay, I'll give it a look. And I read it. It was okay, but I thought, I wonder if there are if there are people online who do book reviews. Right, so I watched this book review. This guy was like, "Oh shit, it's not very good. Oh, I didn't like it, didn't enjoy it. Gave it 9 out of 10."
Whoa,
And I was like,
what?
I think someone doesn't understand numbers.
Maybe he has a specific school where 1 is the best.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Yeah.
10 out of 10, that's shit.
That's
Maybe
the
that's
worst
because
it
he
could be.
failed
He's gone
all his tests.
he's gone the golf route, isn't he?
Yeah, the lower the better. I give this minus 16. Anyway, sorry for that tangent.
No,
It just
worries.
made me laugh
Fine,
at the
it's
10
fine.
out of 10.
No worries. So the other one was also what you played, isn't it? So you start
So
off
the
your
other one I
impressions of
played-
it, and I'll finish because I've done the review for it. So you say what you.
So
thought
the other
so
one I
far.
played was, yet again,
the longest
thanks
title ever. Fucking.
Thanks to Lewis, she got in touch. She was like, Dan, I've just been given this game. You're not allowed to talk about it. You're
Yeah.
not allowed to tweet about it or say anything about it. I was like, what the hell is he sending me? What is this thing? Due to embargo, don't say a fucking word. And I was like, okay, fair.
You can talk about it now,
And it was
just to
Aquatic
clarify.
Adventure of the Last Human.
Yeah. The Aquatic Adventure of the Last Human.
Which was an incredibly long title. And basically, you're a spaceship submarine that is blasted back onto Earth after everything's gone to shit.
Right.
And you've got to make your way through
Earth
this
is
submarine.
the ocean now.
Yeah.
The ocean, through global warming, the ocean's overtaken.
Right, so
now.
everything's
Sea
the
levels
ocean.
rises, fish
Right.
have got fucking huge.
Yeah.
You're in a submarine
Of
going
course,
through,
yeah, makes
finding
sense.
McDonald's everywhere you go.
Yeah.
I'm not joking, seriously.
they are.
You
Literally
find
McDonald's.
Little mini McDonald's.
Literally mini McDonald's.
I actually quite
everywhere
like
you
that.
go.
I was like, that's quite a little nice.
I did the
little-
first time I saw it,
Yeah.
and then I was like, come on, jog on a bit. Let's, stop repeating the same bloody graphic. But then again, small company,
Yeah.
fair enough. And yeah, it's a boss game. So it's about fighting bosses.
Yeah.
As you move through the world in a very Metroid-style map, you fight bosses, and the bosses are fucking hard. The first time, I beat the first boss on my second go, but the first time I fought it, I didn't even know what this game was. I
Yeah.
knew nothing about
I'm
this
exactly
game.
the same.
And I'm in this submarine, and you're going like, oh, fish, it's lovely. Oh, look at these
It does
trams,
look
stay
stunning.
away,
Like,
they're
the
dangerous.
pixelated animated
Yeah.
fish in the land and the air are fucking stunning.
Yeah, they're lovely, really nice. You're like, oh, this is beautiful. Ah, and then all of a sudden, this door closes behind me. This big fuck off worm comes and eats me, and I am dead. And I'm like, what the fuck was that? You know, it's one of those moments in gaming where you're like, oh. And what's worse was it respawned me with the door closed behind me, so I couldn't go back and explore. That was it. I am stuck fighting this fucking worm.
That
And
only
I'm
happens
like,
on the first boss. I will say that.
yeah, it does. But still, when you first start playing.
Yeah.
And especially when I was like, I'll just jump in for 5 minutes. I'll see if this is any good, play it for a bit, and then I'll get back to it later because I had a bunch of work I needed to get done. And then no, it was like, oh god, no, I've got to fight this. How long is this going to take? Am I going to be here all night? I am going to kill Lewis. I'm going to fucking kill him. How dare he send me this game? But anyway, you reviewed it, didn't you?
I reviewed it. Gave it 7.8. The full review is available now on YouTube. You can go check it out. But yeah, I gave it 7.8. I get what I didn't like the most was as I say in a review, Metroidvanias are so emphasised on exploration. Because the idea is, it's classic Metroidvania in terms of the map is a rectangle grid thing where you can kind of see where you've been, where you haven't been. And certain abilities you haven't quite acquired yet lock certain areas. And it also has the emphasis where you can take on any boss in pretty much any order you want after you go past the first one.
Yeah.
So there's not necessarily you need a certain ability to take on the boss. It might be easier, but then again, you might not be able to get that ability and things like that. The exploration just felt too backtracky for me. There was too much backtracking I felt in the game, but even for Metroidvania, I was a bit like, oh, I've got to go all the way over there. There's a fast travel system, but it's not. There's like 5 or 6 fast travel points across quite a big map, and I was like, I have to fast travel somewhere and then still spend 4 or 5 minutes going down through this place I've been a million times just to try and get somewhere. That I wasn't a massive fan of. But the boss fights are fucking awesome. And fucking hard. They are so hard.
They are so fucking hard.
There's-
I'm
I
not
thought you were
disagreeing.
saying it was bad.
I
and
know,
was like,
I am
So-
shaking my head right now,
so
but
there's-
it's just the pain.
It's the
Yeah,
PTSD.
but what I will
fucking
say, and
seahorses,
one of my biggest gripes I have with games, especially modern games, is when they make difficulty cheap by going, oh yeah, we're going to make this hard by making it impossible.
Yeah.
We're going to have all these NPCs come at you, and can you dodge them? No. Bit like Cuphead. Like,
Yeah, you can't.
when I
run the
finished
route at this
it,
point,
there
it's
was a
random.
little bit of randomisation to it. There's a little bit of luck element to it. These bosses are classic bullet hell shmup kind of bosses without the game being a shmup. In terms of they all have their own flaws or weaknesses. And it might take 5, 10, 20 deaths to learn their weaknesses. But once you got them, you then spend another 5, 10, 20, 100 deaths
Just to...
plugging away at learning how to get them down.
Fucking hell.
There is one boss called the Heart of the City that is not a spoiler at all. The boss called the Heart of the City. Oh my God. An hour and 20 minutes I spent. It's towards the end.
Oh no, I'm not there.
Oh,
Which
okay.
one is it? The octopus?
No,
which one's...
the octopus took me ages. That's the Tranquil. The octopus took me about half an hour. But the Heart of the City's got these vines that come across.
Right.
And it's basically a bullet hell boss. And it's when you've got pretty much all the abilities, and it's kind of a culmination of use all the abilities at once while dodging all this other stuff, while trying to learn this. Hour and 20 minutes. I sat down to finish the game because the embargo was Thursday night at 5 o'clock UK time. So I sat down Wednesday at 8 o'clock in the evening. I put about an hour and a half, 2 hours in beforehand. I was like, okay, I'm going to finish this game. Don't care how long it takes. If I'm up until 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm getting it done. It means I can write the review, edit, and publish on Thursday. Got to about 10:30, 11, and I was at this boss. And I was like, 45 minutes from the boss. I was like, okay, I'm going to stop. I'm going to go get a coffee. Sit down. I literally had a moment of zen. Was like, I can get this done. Like, you can do this. like American Jock. You can fucking do this, man. Come on. Got in there. Kept dying. Finally killed him like in probably just 11. And I was saying to Tom, everyone else is asleep. And I just jumped up with the controls like...
Doing everything you can not to shout so don't wake anyone up.
But the fact that my controller still worked after I'd thrown it across the room, I'd hit tables on it, I'd squeezed it, I'd done the classic thing. I'm like, I could snap you if I wanted. I could snap you if I wanted.
Break you.
Hate that feeling of like you just want to destroy it.
I've done it.
I've
And
never gone that far.
PS3, I actually snapped one
surprised,
in
man.
half as I twisted it.
But
Because I was
those,
like,
I slammed them down and I punched the
the
pillow.
worst bit was I didn't have another one, so I snapped it and then went, oh god no!
But
no,
down the drain.
Quick down the drain.
the Aquatic Adventure of the Last Human is, I really, really recommend it if you're going to stick with it is a hard game. It doesn't let on that at all. You go in and you're like, this is really nice. Oh, look at these pics. Oh, look at this big whale coming past. That's really cool. What the fuck is this thing here?
When you first started playing, you know when the whale comes along,
Yeah.
did you shit yourself and run away from it?
I was like, shoot. I was like, God, shoot, what did... Oh,
That's what I did as well, because I thought, it's gotta be a boss!
There's so many things in the background of the game that I can't go past that because there's a wall there. It's not, it's in the background.
It's
I
just
could've-
background. It is
really?
quite hard to tell
Yeah.
background, foreground, and what you
But
go
it's cool.
through.
It's really...
But that's quite nice for exploration.
Yeah. It's good.
You
It's,
think?
yeah.
Yeah, because it's like hidden walls in the old games where it used to be the wall looked exactly like it, but if you jumped into it, oh look, here's a secret area, and that's what it does.
I
Really
will
nicely.
say
think
though,
it's the
the
artistic error,
soundtrack is...
I feel it feels more like an artistic error than it does
No,
a
not
feature.
at all, I think. It really fits in with the layout. Once you get used to it, you know it. But at first, you're
Yeah.
like... the soundtrack's fucking awesome. It's like...
What kind of music
do you
is
not
it?
like it?
Really?
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
It's what I like to
it's
see.
Oh, now let's kick off.
It's like proper...
Ding, ding, ding.
Okay. Saying it's awesome, maybe
What
there's
kind of
elements.
music is
So
it?
every time you go to a different section of the map, there's
Yeah.
a different style of music that plays. 3 out of the 4 I really liked. One of them I didn't like so much. But there's like a kind of
Right.
electronic, synthesized, dystopian kind of twisty music.
Sounds good to me. But
I
is
quite
it
liked
not
it.
then?
I wouldn't call it music. I'd call
Okay, yeah,
it
that's fair enough.
music. It's elevator tunes.
Ambient stuff.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Ambient
Ambient's
music.
too nice.
Ambient is pretty good. There are some really good ambient tunes
Fair,
out there
fair.
that really do. This was music. This was
Okay.
what I would expect on a lift.
I'm gonna go ahead and trust Dan on this because you like Taylor Swift. So
I can't argue with that point. But no, I like the music personally, and I liked how it fit in with the kind of dystopian, slight cyberpunkish future that the game kind of
Yeah.
put off, underwater future thing. For me, I quite liked it.
Waterworld the game,
Cyberpunk,
you
isn't
might
it?
say.
So there's lots of big old kind of screens underneath that have got all these like adverts on there, like
Yeah.
Playing like that.
Yeah.
so it's like
Okay.
slight dystopian-y.
You've played a lot more than me,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I mean, you've probably seen.
It's cool.
Why is no one accepting this is Waterworld?
It's not Waterworld.
More
No,
like the game.
no.
This.
No.
Well, as an expert on this game, I would say it's Waterworld the game, the official game of Waterworld.
I also, yeah, I also played Uncanny Valley as Dan said. I've already spoke about Uncanny Valley. And in terms of indie games, that's pretty much what I've played.
That's it. That's why I stopped
I'm
there, 'cause that's the only
I'm going to
thing I
slightly
like indie games
plug
of the
something.
week.
I'm going to spend my weekend. There's a game coming out I played a couple of weeks ago. We'll still be getting more actually in some news. But I'm going to spend my weekend playing Battalion 1944 because luckily Square Enix have hooked us up with a code to be able to get into the press beta. So I'm going to be playing some of that because played at EGX Res. It's a really fun game. We're going to have a full preview up around about Tuesday next week. But I'm looking forward to playing it, actually. And that's what. So I'll speak more about it next week. But yeah, in terms of what we've been playing, that's probably one of the shortest segments we've done on what we played.
I guess it probably is. We didn't go on too many tangents, I think, this time.
No.
We're trying our best because Lewis got in touch with me during the week and went, Dan, I can't do another 2 hour
God.
video. It nearly killed me.
The Patreon video was 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And my poor little Mac was just like, I can't take it anymore. I had Final Cut open, I had Motion open, I'm trying to do custom graphics, moving across there, and the Mac's like,
hang on.
Smoke just coming out the back of it.
That actually, talking of that does remind me. Look out, Brian!
What?
And there
There's
you
like a
go.
flock of Bryans went by there. Did you see that?
All
There
of
is
them.
definitely
There must have
not.
been at least 1,000 Brians.
And 1,000 individual, unique-looking Bryans all flew by at once. That was oh wow! If you're listening to the audio version of this podcast, you're missing out on all these amazing Bryans.
Brians.
Oh, sorry, there's one straggler there went by. Whoa!
okay,
Fucking love my job.
alright. So we jump into some news.
Let's do
There's
it.
a lot of releases. Pretty much, I think, all of it is to do with releases. Every
Excellent.
single
All right,
one.
some releasing news.
So, first one, it's not a set release date, but it's a release window. Masters of Anima, a game that I've been keeping on for a little while since last year. Masters of Anima is coming to PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Nintendo Switch in spring this year. That pretty much means any time up to June in gaming world.
Yeah.
Q2, any time up to June. Have you guys checked the trailer out for Masters of Anima?
Probably, but I forgot about it. So
Yes, I have.
You did. It's isometric. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
isometric, top-down-ish action adventure game. It's got what I really like about it is the art style. The art style looks really nice. A kind of cartoony, shell shady art style.
You know what it reminded me of? Skylanders.
The art style did, yeah. The
art style
did,
was quite... Not as cheesy kids.
Yeah.
It has the darker edge, so
Okay.
it fits in with that one. What's it? A torchlight, in fact.
Yeah.
Quite a torchlight element looking up there and just
I
noticing
was
it.
confused
Yeah.
why you're
Torchlight.
pointing up there. Yeah.
If
I
you
was
notice
like, I'm
up
not
there is
fucking
a
writing
torchlight.
torchlight on an edited video. Fuck that.
Oh, yes! This is my new game.
So, but yeah, no. So it looks really cool. You play as someone who can master anima, hence the title, Masters of Anima, and you're kind of a guardian person who can use anima to boost up,
Not yet.
to boost up different machine creatures. It looks a little like Hob.
Oh, yeah.
So that kind of where the whole world is kind of machine-like.
Right.
So you kind of bringing up these guardians and running around and that. Dan, I don't know what he's doing down there.
Just reach
Getting
around.
some beer. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. It's from Past Tech, whose previous game is Space Run Galaxy, which is quite a big indie hit on Steam back in about 2-3 years ago. And Focus Home. That's what kind of got me interested there, because Focus Home normally only put their name to pretty decent stuff. Obviously, they are the guys publishing Vampire.
Yes.
Yeah.
Vampire.
So yeah, that's Masters of Anima. What do you reckon to the trailer, Dan? Do you reckon it looked alright?
I actually quite like the look of the trailer.
Yeah.
It reminded me a lot of those old... You remember Brutal Legends when they moved the troops around? And that's what it is. It's more about
you have
troop placement and having people follow you and then using your anima
There
to
looks elements of
move.
RTS to the
Yeah.
combat. Like, so you're using these little... I think they were called the Guardians, actually, the little creatures that you could send off to thingy. But yeah, it looked...
And look, I'm interested to see
Sounds
what they're going to
interesting.
do with it.
Yeah.
Because it's either one of these ones that's going to work really well. Like, you've got your troops, you've got to figure out who you're going to buy, how you're going to move them, where you're going to take them. Or it's going to be one of the ones, like, unfortunately, like Brutal Legend did, was where you could just kill all of the bad guys yourself while your troops stood at the back just rocking out. That's one of my favourite games. I fucking love Brutal Legend.
It's so
but
good.
they didn't quite think through the whole troops. And...
That is true. Another game that got a release date or this one actually got a release date this week, sorry, not this month, is Immortal Redneck. Now, I'm actually quite excited by this one, and Dan's going to be reviewing Immortal Redneck.
You know I am.
So I'm throwing this section over to Dan, without knowing.
I love a well-played.
What is Immortal Redneck?
So, Immortal Redneck is an FPS roguelike. We've heard these a million times before.
Based on the name and the genre.
Based on
I'm in.
Oh my god, mate. You're going to love the sound of this. All the way through, you have a redneck fighting Egyptian mummies.
Yeah.
And he's a full-on redneck, so he's running moonshine.
Is he a racist?
I don't think so.
You say full-on redneck. I'm expecting some pretty dark racism in there.
The story synopsis.
Not all rednecks are racist.
The story synopsis is basically...
Are you a redneck?
No. Coming from Nottingham, I've never been even near
Nottingham is the equivalent of the
get
deep south in the UK.
Sorry, I fucking love that idea. Nottingham is the deep south of the UK.
Oh, yeah.
Even though we're in Eastbourne, the most southerly point you can get.
Exactly.
Nottingham, Midlands.
It's all different over here in the UK, let me tell you.
Northerners you've got to worry about. Sorry.
How bonkers the game is summed up with a story synopsis. So the redneck he crashes his giant sand dune buggy thing, then gets knocked unconscious, wakes up to find himself mummified, and he's so pissed off that someone had the cheek to wrap him up in bandages that he goes out to seek redemption and kill anyone who had a part in basically wrapping him up as a mummy. That's the story.
And basically
you've
got these, I think there are 3 pyramids, and each pyramid is basically a run through different bosses, different levels.
Okay.
And just like a roguelike, you've got to shoot your way through, earn as much cash as you can to get upgrades to then go back in and shoot the fuck out of everything. Some of the level designs, they're just gorgeous. Yeah. The Egyptian iconography used, the insides of it, the monsters are okay, but the scenery around it is
mobility.
beautiful.
I played it on PC like way back at Res last year, and I'm, as you know, I'm not a very good PC player with mouse and keyboard.
That's true.
So playing this game, the mobility is that of Unreal Tournament and Quake, like that kind of slick mobility.
Right.
Oh my god, I sucked at that game.
Yeah.
Guys, like
It's lots of bounce shooting and jump shooting as you go along. You don't want to be staying still in one place. You want to jump around.
Sounds
so those
really
who
fun.
are really good, those people who are really good at it, fucking shit hot at it. So I'm quite interested to see how that's going to convert to console gameplay.
I just realised I've not even said the release date. It's coming out to 27th of February. So it's actually available now on PC, but it's coming to Xbox One and PS4 on the 27th of February, and it's coming to Switch later on in the year. There's no confirmed Switch release date yet.
As always, yeah.
But it is coming to Switch later on. And Dan's going to be getting a review up for us. I don't know when the review will be up around embargo time, around the 27th of February, so keep an eye out for that.
It'll be up embargo as long as I get it in time.
I
have no idea when we're receiving it.
I'm trying to think.
As long as it's not the
Hopefully
day
soon.
before, because that would fuck me.
It's Stride PR, so they're really good actually. They're the guys who have sent me codes for like a game that's not out for another 6 weeks. I'm like,
Brilliant,
oh.
that'd be awesome. I need that amount of time with that sort of
But
game.
the issue with that is that's on Steam. PC, PS4 codes and Xbox codes are often
harder to get hold of.
Like a week,
they,
2 weeks
they're
at
literally
most.
waiting for PlayStation to give them the codes.
Yeah.
Again, as I mentioned earlier, Battalion 1944 is it's a war game, a multiplayer war game that you're it's very. Let me start that again because I'm just kind of going off on one there.
I thought that was really good.
I
though.
thought that was really good.
Yeah, really good.
It's a war game that's like a war game.
Yeah. There's a war in
Battalion
it.
1944 is a team-emphasised war game where it plays out in
What he's
FPS.
putting on his video voice. You hear
How
that?
many war times he says war?
Oh yeah, go on.
So I played Battalion 1944 at EGX Res last year, and what I loved about it was the team emphasis on the game. There are several game modes coming to the war game. Just for the audio listeners, Dan and Tom are deciding to take a drink of beer every time I say war.
We'll do a big
Join
slurp.
in with us.
I just said it.
Yeah,
War.
please do.
Oh shit! He said it twice.
Yeah, so the game modes, there's, I don't know all of them. The beta is coming on this weekend, closed beta, and then early access launches on the 1st of February for everyone. What's really cool is the early access costs $11.99. I think that's damn. That's really. The game is Does it carry the visual polish of Call of Duty? No. Is it more of like kind of ground? Yeah, it's a lot more grounded than Call of Duty. It is a strict kind of this game's been in development for a long time.
Is it more comparable to Battlefield than it is to Call of Duty? Yeah.
Yes.
I think it's actually heading more towards CS:GO from the bits I've seen. And
Yikes.
what's even better about this
I'm really bad at CS:GO.
Yeah, so am I.
Oh, mate, wait to the preview because I've got to play this on PC.
Oh,
you are
yeah.
fucked.
I cannot wait.
I'm tempted to plug a controller in and just
No, you'll get fucked if you plug a controller in.
take my licks. Yeah, but I've got more chance of actually hitting someone than I have with
you
a fucking
don't.
mouse and keyboard.
People are so quick.
Just learn.
I was watching a dev vlog of it earlier, and those guys were like, I was like, oh my god, I'm screwed. I am done. Absolutely done for.
Basically, this is a game made by fans of shooters for fans of shooters. So this isn't some company out there going, let's make a shooter and cash in on it. This is a bunch of fans going, you know what, we really love this style of shooter, but people keep getting it wrong. This is how to do it right, and that's what they've gone
Hopefully
for.
this takes off and becomes one of the
So
big
it's going to be.
guys.
They've said it's going to be in early access for a year, and then when it comes out of early access, it will come to console. Well, it's not guaranteed, but there's a very high chance it will come to console as well.
Is it available now?
No, it comes up 1st of February, $11.99 for
okay.
early access.
Okay.
We're playing it. The press beta goes live tonight. I can say this because no embargoed. So I'm going to play a little bit tonight on it. And it's a closed beta over the whole weekend. So again, like I said, my preview will be up for it. My preview will suck with the gameplay, but hopefully I'll get an idea of... I think they've got 6 game modes in the beta available, which is pretty cool.
Really?
Yeah. They've got,
What? Do you know what they are?
So I know one
Domination,
is...
capture the flag. There'll be
so they've got CTR. CTR?
Six is a lot.
CTF. What's the
kill confirmed.
What's the one you call it when they've got like Rainbow Six Siege?
Sorry.
So you kill everyone and they're out. It's like search and destroy,
Elimination.
but
elimination.
Sorry,
Yeah.
thank you. So they got elimination. They got all it, and it's
I'm actually really up for
I hope
this.
there's
If
a
I
capture the flag.
it looks really cool.
I really
And
want to capture the flag game again.
that'd be great.
and it's so I played this a year ago, and the build I played a year ago felt like a finished game.
Yeah.
So the fact that they've had another year development, and the fact that it's going into early access when this game launches full. They've already said it will be more expensive at full price. It won't be $11.99. You're paying $11.99 for the early access, but if you buy early access, you get the full game as well on Steam. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Really?
That always happens. Early access
Some
games.
do it.
Early
Some
access
games
games are
do.
like
Some of them like go and just a little bit extra.
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's not massively.
But that's cool.
Tease me.
I'd actually.
No, but I'd imagine this game
I
would
would
be.
definitely buy this.
I'd imagine this game would
even
be.
on bad CS:GO.
It's like you got like Minecraft was like £4 when you first brought it, and then it went 20 quid.
Because I'm a dickhead, I used to play the cracked version when it was in alpha and beta, and then I fucking paid full price for it when it came out. Twice.
But yeah, no. So
Oh no!
so yeah,
Feel the pain.
Battalion 1944 is a game that I'm excited to play. I'm excited to see where it goes, and over the next year, the development of it, I think it's been really good. I think when it does come to consoles, it will really pick off because it is a. It won't pick off with everyone, but it is a strict shooter. It is a shooter through and through, like CS:GO. It has a real hardcore fan. What I hope is it's not as intimidating as CS:GO. I jumped in CS:GO for a couple of matches and was like, I am not playing this anymore. I have no fucking idea what is going on.
You have to stick.
I'm
with those
literally
games,
like, I'm stepping out, I'm dead. I'm like, what?
Yeah, wait, it's fucking hard.
Yeah.
You have to stick with it.
Why is this game? Yeah, so probably you're going to see a grown man cry on my, preview.
Oh, yes,
So
please.
it's worth watching. As soon as this goes out, we are all watching this. Popcorn, beers. Let's watch Lewis cry.
Wait, so when is this game set? Is it during some kind of thing?
1944, mate.
Fucking hell.
Whoa.
Oh!
Okay, should we move on? Because you spent quite a lot of time
Yeah.
talking about
What's next?
Channel 4. Descenders. Descenders is a game that I've been excited for since seeing a teaser trailer last year. It is not for everybody, but it's a downhill kind of adrenaline-fueled, procedurally generated mountain biking game.
Wow, procedurally generated, isn't
Procedurally
it?
generated, yeah. It's it looks visually, it looks slick.
I don't know what's going
It
on.
looks fast. It's the idea of being procedure generated is perfect because I've not done loads of mountain biking. I lived out in the Alps for 6 years, and I've met a friend out there who used to do a lot of it in Chamonix, and I kind of classic. Yeah, I'd come mountain bike if he had a spare bike and that. And the thrill from the downhill single track stuff I'd done with him was not knowing what was around the next corner. He was like, "Yes, it's brilliant," and he was just like, gone, not knowing what was around the next corner. He had probably 10 years more experience than me. I'm like,
What is his brakes on? Is it blowing all in the view over there?
And he's like, whoa. He's down there. He's like, when you gonna come down, mate? Calling me. I'm like, I'm just looking at the view. It's real. But the idea of being procedure generated brings the experience of not knowing what is around the next corner.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it good. And it is going to end up becoming a reactions game. It's going to end up becoming learning the mechanics so that when I get around the next corner, I know I've hit. It's kind of racing. I've got this racing line because it's time trial, obviously. That's what downhill biking is. I don't know game modes if they're going to be stunt. I don't know if it's going to be race. It's going to be time trial. I don't know how it's going to. I don't know how the online mechanics
I think
will
it's
work.
obviously going to be a stunt. I mean, if you watch the trailer for it, they jump over a fucking train. So this isn't going to be a realistic
simulation.
For die-hard mountain biking fans, there are teams that you can sign with for sponsorship, and the teams require different things. There's like a little mini career mode that goes along with it. So it seems quite in-depth. It comes to PC on the 9th of February, and it hasn't been confirmed for consoles yet, but just watch the trailer and I will be amazed if this game doesn't make it to consoles at some point, probably this year. I think it's going to be quite successful on Steam. We're going to be reviewing it. We're going to hit the review out for it. That'll be up around, like I said, the release date of the 9th of February. But it's a game I'm really looking forward to. If you like mountain biking, it's Descenders. The trailer's on YouTube now, obviously. Check it out and see what you think to it. But yeah, 9th of February, keep an eye out for it. And I'll be very amazed if it doesn't come to consoles, including Switch, in the future. Alright, so carrying on with the theme of releases. Tom and I done a spoiler cast recently, didn't we?
We did.
Life is Strange Before the Storm.
Some people watched it.
Spoiler alert for the spoiler cast, we didn't really like the game very much.
It's not great.
If you want to hear us bitch about the game, that's a lie. We liked elements of it, but we felt let down.
I don't feel like...
We weren't horrible.
Shittest game in the world.
We weren't horrible. We were more let down by the promise it offered. How good the original was compared to this
I think
one.
that was the main issue, is it was just nowhere near as good as the original one.
It kept up the classic prequels don't live up to the originals. So,
apart from Godfather.
Why make them?
Not prequel. That's not a prequel.
That's not a prequel, no.
I'm trying to think if there's a prequel.
But anyway,
that's
Life
good.
is Strange
Prequel is
Before the
good.
Storm is getting a limited edition physical release, which comes with, if you buy the physical copy from the Square Enix store, it comes with a nice art book. And if there's anything that's nice about the game is the artwork. It's quite a nice the way it's set. Do you not think?
I wasn't even listening.
Oh, I'm listening. I'm listening, but I'm trying to think of the prequel.
Yeah, so am I.
and
I know what you're talking about.
Because I don't need to listen to this because I haven't played it.
Tom, what else is your favourite part of that game?
The soundtrack is amazing.
Good you said that because the soundtrack comes with the physical edition.
We prepped that shit.
Yeah, I know, eh?
Hey, have you heard it's on vinyl?
Wow! What? It's not, is it? But does
Apparently
the vinyl
so.
come with the collector's edition?
Who gives a shit?
Absolutely
Vinyl.
not, because who wants the collector's edition? We just want the vinyl.
So I haven't got confirmed prices for you, but the physical edition comes with the game and it's available on PS4, PC, or no, it's not on PC. It's on PS4 or Xbox for the physical edition, and it comes with artwork and a CD soundtrack. Or you can buy the vinyl soundtrack separately. I'm going to make an educated guess and say $44.99 for the vinyl. That's normally what the game soundtrack is priced around.
I might do it.
Even
vinyl.
at that.
The soundtrack is really nice. For that
I mean, I like both the soundtracks for the first one and for this prequel, and I think this one was. I feel like I don't know if this is real or not, but I feel like it was made by a band called Daughter.
I think you're right. It was, yeah.
Specifically for the game,
I think it was.
and it's just so. Ooh.
Life is Strange, Life is Strange 1,
Bellissimo.
and Life is Strange
Bene.
Before the Storm will come to Nintendo Switch this year. I guarantee it.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, you have to.
It's
play
on
that
mobile.
Nintendo Switch as well.
Like, there's no reason why it wouldn't come to Switch.
Yeah.
Is it actually on mobile?
Yeah. No, not Before the
is it?
Storm.
Shit off! Shit off!
Not
You've
Before
not
the
had
Storm.
shit off before.
No, that is the first time I've
good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Shit off. I love shit off.
Not Before the Storm. The original Life is Strange is on mobile. All five episodes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Shit Might buy it again.
I think it's £9 for the whole lot.
Maybe not.
Um,
Wouldn't pay that much for a mobile thing.
So yeah, and
Yeah.
also along with that, they also gave out a release date for the bonus episode, which farewell. Which if you didn't buy the digital collector's edition, I will be gobsmacked if they don't let you buy this some other way. Like they're not going to go.
Oh, they will.
You
Yeah.
can't play this. Like if you want to make money, here's £3 for this.
I feel like
episode,
I
whatever.
should play it, but I don't know
So
how
farewell
well.
releases on. Sorry, I should say the physical copy along with soundtracks is available from the 9th of March. and the farewell episode comes on the 6th of March for everyone who's got it. What is going on?
Just hands.
Is that what I do?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know I'd done that.
Gesticulating.
It's alright, mate.
Yeah, all your listeners, I'm getting mocked now for my hand gestures, apparently. I didn't even realise I don't have hand gestures. Anyway,
This
the
guy with
last
his hands,
piece...
am I right? What a dickhead.
God.
Yeah,
Okay.
go on, use your hands.
Next
Go on.
one, let's go.
The final piece of news we have this week is based around another release, and it is a pretty cool little game coming to a Nintendo Switch. And it's coming on the 1st of February, and that game is...
Shit. I actually forgotten.
Night in the Woods.
That's right, yeah, there we
What?
go.
It's right here, it's written down.
Well, you know, they're your notes, not my notes. I'm not going
Okay.
to pry into your notes.
Night in the Woods is a game that I reviewed last year for Incredible. I gave it an 8. I really, really enjoyed it. It was a really nice story. It's a real kind of coming of age story. But for me, it's just slightly too long. That was what stopped the game.
So, do you
hype.
think that'll affect the Switch? Though?
That's why I said it's a perfect place to play the game. Because you can literally pick it up, you can play for 20 minutes, half an hour, put it down. And it's full of little mini games. It is very much a game that you want to play kind of. Sat down at a console playing that game that lasted about 11, 12 hours in the end.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've got these other big games I want to be playing. And I was kind of like sitting there reading through the story. And the story's great and the writing's great. But when you're playing it on a home console, it just kind of felt like it went on an hour or 2 hours too long. On the Switch, when you're not constantly playing it, you're kind of on the go, pick up, play, pick up, play. You can probably play it, commuters could play it in a week, and that would be a perfect way of playing that game.
Long commute, though, shortly.
Yeah. And so that wraps up our news.
Woo!
News done.
That's the end.
News.
No more news.
And now as I said earlier, we've got a treat for you. Earlier this week, I sat down with.
Everything's a fucking surprise for you.
That's how I live my life. It's really good, yeah.
I genuinely send. This week I started it. I send these guys an email of this is the running order. This is what you're going to be doing. Tom clearly prints it off, uses it as toilet paper, and then flushes it down the toilet.
It's like I've got no object permanence. Like the second it's out my sight, I forget it exists. Whenever
Anyway.
I come back here, I'm like, Lewis, Dan!
Oh my god,
I forgot!
He's like a goldfish.
Oh, come on.
Don't need to go.
So, as I said earlier, earlier in the week, I sat down with Simon Doyle from Team Junkfish. He's the managing director of Team Junkfish. They're a small indie studio based in, it's Dundee. For some reason, I didn't want to say Dundee because I thought it was in Australia, but then obviously that's Crocodile Dundee. What an absolute dickhead. Anyway, they are based in Dundee.
I mean, that's a fair reason to think it's in Australia.
What? Because of Crocodile Dundee?
Dundee.
Oh,
I never really made that connection. Why is he called Crocodile
Fuck am
Dundee?
I working with?
Professionals.
Yeah.
That's who.
Anyway, they are actually based in Dundee, nothing to do with Australia, actual Dundee. And they've got a game coming out soon called Attack of the Earthlings. It's a turn-based strategy game, similar vein to XCOM. But in the interview, we hear that he actually referenced Invisible Ink, a game that they took direct inspiration from. The game's got a unique twist on it, where you're playing as a group of aliens defending their planet against the invading humans. It's very dark comedy. It sounds brilliant, actually. Going into the interview, I only seen the trailer and read some basic synopsis from Steam page and kind of got my from their website page. But I learned a lot more about it in the interview, which you're going to hear now. For YouTube listeners, unfortunately, there is no video with the interview. So what you're going to get now is the first 2 minutes of the video. You're going to get the trailer. So you'll hear me talking with just a trailer to get a context of what I'm talking about. And then it will just be a placeholder picture of the game title. The interview is 17 minutes long. It's really worth a listen. If you don't want to have it on your screen when you're doing it, then head over to the audio version on iTunes or Soundcloud and you can listen to it. 17-minute long interview. And I honestly think it's a really good interview. He's a really nice guy. And it's a game that I'm really excited to check out. And I know you said you're going to be checking it out.
Yes, definitely.
And you'll hear about the release date. It's coming PC first, then Nintendo. Well, actually, I kind of spoiled it there. In the interview, he kind of let us know that there's no press release said about Nintendo Switch. He let us know that they're actually working with Nintendo together.
You fucker.
I know.
Man, that was going to be a surprise.
No point watching the interview
Anyway,
at all now.
Ruined now. Ruined.
Let's watch this entirely pointless video.
Go and check out. Or here it is, my interview with Simon Doyle from Team Junkfish around their upcoming game, Attack of the Earthlings. What's up, and thanks for joining us, guys, as we are talking to Team Junkfish. We're actually speaking to Simon Doyle from Team Junkfish, and we're speaking to them because they've got a game coming out soon called Attack of the Earthlings. It's coming out on the 8th of February, and it's coming to PC, PS4, Xbox One. Is that right, Simon?
Well, 8th February it's coming out on PC, Xbox, PlayStation, etc. will follow at a later date.
Okay, thank you. So, Simon, could you start by introducing yourself and what you do at Team Junkfish? What's your role?
Okay, so I am technically the managing director of Team Junkfish, but that's a kind of, a big shot title that I gave myself when I started the company.
You're the top dog there.
Yeah, exactly. But really my day-to-day is I do the production, which is basically kind of scheduling work for everyone, finding out what we're going to be doing day-to-day. I've done a little bit of design as well, so like the kind of script for this game, I was involved as an editor, kind of keeping up with the quality and that kind of stuff. Past that, like they say, it's kind of managing director kind of translates to CEO, and that kind of is often called like chief email officer. Yeah. So I do a lot of that kind of stuff where if we have to work with someone, I'll be talking to them, making sure we're on the same page, what's going to happen, making sure everything keeps running, basically.
Nice. Good stuff. Well, we'll go straight into the game. And what first struck me about Attack of the Earthlings was your previous title, Monstrum. I'm going to completely confess, I've only played 30 minutes of it, but it is a fully fledged horror survival game, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, Monstrum is procedurally generated survival horror. That was kind of our first take on doing a game. We were kind of straight out of uni, so all 22, all pretty idealistic, kind of trying something that had never been done before. Yeah. I think there was one other game came out around about the same time that did a kind of similar thing, but it was really quite a new space. So like survival horror was something that quite a few members of the team were into. It seemed like an easy start. We had about a year and a half we were meant to make that in. Okay. Worth the money. So yeah, that was what we did first.
So my interest in it is because the transition from survival horror across to turn-based strategy, what influenced that decision? Why did you go from something that you'd had experience in to going across to something that not only I would say is new, but it's the games that are competing there are quite sought after games. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, well, kind of like I alluded to, we were straight out of uni with that first project, Monstrum, and we worked on that for about 20 months. Okay. And that was really the longest any of us had ever worked on anything. Like, I don't even know if any of us had a job that went on for 20 months. So we'd been doing survival horror for all that time, and we were kind of like, oh, that's ages. Like, we feel pretty, not burned out, but we felt like we'd kind of reached a creative endpoint with that, where ideas weren't really flowing as well. Like, the enthusiasm was starting to ebb, and we really wanted to try something different. Yep. And we always knew when we started that we didn't want to just be a kind of one genre studio or one IP studio, should we say. Yeah. Like, we knew we wanted to try different things. Even I don't think maybe at the start we thought it'd be as different as, say, like turn-based to survival horror, but we essentially took pitches from the team, and there was one that stood out. It was called Swarmer, and that was the kind of genesis of Attack of the Earthlings. Nice. And I think basically we really liked it. We thought it had a lot of legs and thought it'd be fun to work on because it was like quite different. There's kind of like a little precedent more in film for kind of horror becoming kind of comedy horror. So we kind of started on that vein, and things kind of progressed from there. It's more of like a straight comedy now.
Because the game does, it's quite explicit in letting you know that it does feature quite dark humour. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you play as an alien. You kind of sneak on board this intergalactic mining ship, basically, and there's a lot of kind of office politics going on there. But you essentially start off sneaking on board, taking out a lot of the kind of rank and file workers. So it's pretty dark from that respect, should we say, that they probably don't deserve it. But they've invaded your planet, they've kind of crushed your home, that kind of stuff, and you're just trying to make sure they go away.
So the decision, because that's something that really intrigued me when reading up the synopsis of the game and hearing about the game for the first time, is the fact that you're playing as a native alien who's defending their home planet against the stereotypical, or against the humans, rather than the stereotypical humans defending their planet against the aliens. Was the decision to kind of flip it on its head and play as the aliens a decision from the very beginning, or did that kind of come a part way through the development process?
Yeah, basically from, I think, the start of Swarmer, which was the original pitch, was very much focused on the fact that you would play as the aliens rather than as the humans. At that point, it was more of a kind of Space Hulk style game, shall we say. So you'd go on board their ship somehow, a bit like Space Hulk, a bit like Alien. You know, that's one of the things that we always reference. Even with Monstrum, that was one of our touchstones, and with this, it was kind of also one of our touchstones as well. Like, you're an alien that gets on board a ship, you're a monster that gets on board a ship. There was actually a kind of through line there that we just loved that film basically, and want to like do kind of takes on that over and over almost. But played as the aliens from the start. It wasn't always that they'd invaded your planet, but we realised basically humans are the bad guys essentially in this setup. You're playing as the aliens, you're the player, and we wanted to make sure that there was at least some motivation for not siding with your own, shall we say. Like, you see these humans, you're not them, you're not meant to want to say protect them or not kill them and all that kind of stuff. So we tried to make them obviously the bad guys by giving them this big drill, making sure they land on your planet, they're taking all the resources from you. It's a kind of like, it's a devil you know, shall we say. It's a situation I think a lot of people could imagine in the future where we go to other planets, but basically are taking the resources and not paying much mind to what's actually there already.
Oh, nice. So I obviously saw a trailer when it got sent out and it got put out. It's available now on YouTube. But watching the trailer, I instantly saw similarities, probably through the square-based system and the movement system, to the XCOM series. And with the turn-based strategy game being new to you, was that a series that you took direct influence from, or was there any other games that you took an influence from to kind of get set as a marker and start your project with? Yeah,
so right at the start, the title we were most referencing was actually Clay's title, Invisible Ink. If you've heard of that, that's like a spy espionage take on turn-based strategy.
Actually, I've got the collector's edition here,
Awesome, yeah. So you obviously know quite about it. So at the start, that was our main touchstone, because obviously you were an alien getting on board this vessel.
Yep.
You were going to start underpowered with just, say, your matriarch, and then build up your forces so you could eventually take on people as a straight fight. So at the start, there was going to be a lot of stealth mechanics, a lot of sneaking about, all that kind of stuff. But over time, we kind of found that the style of gameplay in Invisible Ink was far closer to what you would maybe imagine a human doing in those situations.
Yeah.
Like, they've got, your kind of ranged weapons, they've got your hacking, all those kind of things, which we didn't see.
They're almost class-based, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. Like, we didn't see our xenomorphs having those kind of abilities, really, or really making sense for them to do that stuff. So we started looking at, like, some of the more outlandish stuff was like Arkham Asylum, where you're Batman, you're hunting these guys from above. You don't really know who you are. It's more of it's more like you're a powerful hunter, shall we say, in this environment, but you start off as one dude.
Oh, nice. So Predator meets Alien.
Yeah, like it's got those kind of like those, I guess, those 70s, 80s kind of film vibes.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
And so like there was that, and obviously like Firaxis is such a big player in the turn-based genre that you can't really make a turn-based game without stepping on their toes, shall we say?
Yeah.
I mean, their stuff it's so well made that like if you're doing your job right, you're going to end up there anyway. You're going to find some similar solutions and some similar mechanics. So there's definitely like the kind of genus of XCOM in there as well, and it is situationally, a kind of reverse XCOM where, rather than aliens invading human planet, humans invading alien planet.
Nice. Now, one thing that I was more interested to see was personally, I'm a big fan of kind of how a narrative plays out in a game. I know it's not always the must of a game. And I do like the XCOM games. I played them a lot when I was younger. But if I'm being honest, I couldn't go back and remember any of the story to any of them, apart from the fact that you're taking on some aliens. The narrative of Attack of the Earthlings, is that something that you wanted to build a game around the story, or is the story just purely there to kind of take you from set piece to set piece?
Really, the story is very important to us because we wanted to make a game that was a bit different from like your standard turn-based fare, a bit like you were saying there, where it's a lot of the time it's just to get you to the gameplay, and a lot of the time the backdrop is very not depressing, but definitely very serious, shall we say? It's always like
definitely.
Lots of world-ending drama, lots of bad stuff going on, that kind of thing. We were more aiming for a kind of like while you were playing it, you're meant to have a kind of cheesy smile. Like that was always our goal. So you get into these situations, there's more comedy going on. Like I said, we had like the IT crowd as one of our touchstones.
Oh, brilliant!
With that kind of awkward workplace. You've got your kind of egotistical boss. You've got what he wants to get going on. Then you've got the people who actually know how things work, kind of get thrown into situations. So as the alien character, you're kind of going up through this, and as you interplay with those characters, though, that kind of throws out new situations. So each mission is its own kind of minor narrative that builds up throughout the drill until you get to the top and kind of take out the chief exec, as it would be. So each mission's different as well. Like there's no, say, cookie cutter filler mission where you're doing the same thing as you did last time.
Oh, nice.
Some of them end up kind of, I guess, in a horde mode, you'd say at the end. Some of them are more stealth-based at the beginning until you, like I said earlier, build up a big enough force so you can take on the tougher enemies. So the narrative is very important, and it's pretty much the core of the game. Like if we didn't have the narrative, it probably wouldn't be very different from some other titles.
So the kind of the dark humour and the narrative are what kind of break the mould with this being a general turn-based strategy game.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think we've got some great mechanics in there as well.
Of course, yeah.
But, we really wanted to push the difference in the narrative, should we say, to somewhere that we didn't think turn-based games had been before.
Oh, nice. Something that jumped out to me was that you had composer Mikołaj Struński working on the sound design in the game. Obviously, they previously worked on The Witcher, Blood and Wine, and more impressively, I think, is The Vanishing Leaf and Carter. It's one of my favourite games. The sound design in that, I think, is some of the best out there. The way it kind of immerses you into this complete open world where you can go where you want, and the way it kind of really builds up with the emotion of the game. Was the decision to have someone like that working in the game, is that to kind of create more of these immersive kind of suspenseful environments through the sound design?
Yeah, in a word, yes. I mean, we kind of met Mikołaj by accident, if I'm honest. We were going out to GDC in San Francisco, and I got this mail essentially to the system from a guy, Mikołaj, and I just looked at it and I was like, oh, sound designer, like maybe that kind of thing. But then I was kind of like, no, I recognise the name.
Yeah. So
I looked into it again and I was like, oh no, actually I really like what this guy does, basically. So we set up the meeting, met him. He had clearly like looked at the game, which is something not everyone does.
Okay, so you took an interest from day one.
Yeah, and he clearly had passion for the idea. Nice. Really, it was that kind of situation where he clearly wanted to work on an indie game, something that was maybe slightly different from his projects as well. Like they've been very kind of, I guess, hard emotions, should we say, like in The Witcher.
They definitely have. And they've been pretty. Yeah, I mean, Blood and Wine was a game in itself. I can't even call that DLC. It's huge. And then, but The Vanishing Leaf Carter, yes, it's very much like almost cinematic in terms of the way it's kind of built up with the sound design.
So we kind of gave him an opportunity to try something a little bit different. We were going for more of like a B-movie soundtrack, with like your kind of sci-fi brass and all that kind of stuff. And he came back with all these ideas. And no, he's an absolute joy to work with, basically. Oh, nice. Like sometimes as the managing director, I'd be dealing with all the business stuff and can get on top of you. You've got a lot to do, that kind of thing. And I'd be like, well, this game, ever come out? And then, he'd phone me up and he'd just be so happy to be kind of working on it and his new idea and all that stuff. And he'd be like, game's going to be fantastic, like every day, like that kind of stuff. And that really helps when you've got someone like that who's just kind of helping you power through as much as like, you're giving him an opportunity to work on something great. So I really enjoyed working with Mikołaj, and he did produce music, which I think takes the game to kind of another level. Like, the music is always that part of it that I think takes you into the emotions of the moment and all that kind of stuff that maybe if you watch something by itself, isn't quite as powerful, should we say?
Yeah, definitely. It's the modern age of music and video games. I think is so impressive the way it's gone on in the last 10 years. Nowadays, you got what, for lack of a better phrase, movie quality sound design in these games, which it makes such a difference, and it makes it so much more both impactful, immersive, but also, like you said, if you're getting the comedy element out in that B-roll movie or B-movie out there, it's that's saying I definitely looking forward to checking out when it releases. And the final point I wanted to ask was, so as we previously said, your original game Monstrum was survival horror, and again, I'm only going on what I've seen in a trailer and some screenshots of Attack of the Earthlings. But the game looks dark at times. Although it's a dark comedy and you see it's very much you're kind of going for that 70s, 80s action-y, quirky B-movie vibe. Would you say there's elements of horror that drip into the game?
Yeah, I would say that from the player's perspective, like I say, we want you to kind of be smiling, cheery, but there's definitely ways to contextualise the game where it would be a horror, should we say? Like if you're a rank and file Galactoid employee and you're kind of doing your job on this ship, and then a bunch of aliens show up who've got you completely outclassed, and your only option is to kind of run and hide. Like that is essentially Monstrum again. That's the kind of, and if you like, that's the take on Alien that Monstrum was kind of showing in its survival horror. So like when you look at it from that perspective, it's definitely quite dark, and it could have been a horror game if we'd gone in that direction.
Okay.
But I think for the main story for us, there's no real strong horror to it. We're not trying to push that angle with the game at all. I guess you could say like Galactoid itself is a horrific company if you want to look at it that way as well. It's not a strong through point, and if you're a horror fan, I would say that like that's not the reason to buy this game. Basically, like if you're looking for a kind of Monstrum-esque title. Okay.
Cool. Well, that pretty much covers everything that we wanted to talk about with the game. So as you said, it's coming out on the 8th of February on PC. Is that correct? Yeah. And then Xbox One, PS4 at a later date?
Yes.
Is there any?
I can't say too much about that at the moment.
Is there? Are you allowed to say anything? Is there any Nintendo Switch thing in the pipeline?
The things that we're working on include Nintendo Switch, so that should happen as well, assuming everything else happens.
Okay, cool. Well, that's sort of great to hear, because that console is flying out the doors at the moment. So, Well, Simon, thanks for joining us and thanks for chatting to us. And good luck with the remaining part of the development. And we look forward to playing it on the 8th of February when it comes to PC.
Okay, thank you very much.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Cheers.
Okay, welcome back to the podcast. Thanks for listening, watching, whatever you've done with the interview. I hope you enjoyed it. As I said, Simon Doyle is a really, really nice guy, and the Team Junkfish wish him the best with the final stage of development.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to start playing the game, actually. I'm really looking forward to start playing the game.
A little bit jealous that you're getting to do that.
Yeah, I can do it tonight.
Wow.
Yep. And that's all I can say on that. There is going to be, I will say, they've not confirmed yet, but there will be a live stream embargo that will drop before the release embargo of the review.
Nice.
So I will be live streaming before the review. But it will be probably capped at probably like 2 or 3 levels. You can't live stream on 2 or 3 levels. Understandably, because if you listen to the interview, you would have heard him say that there's a big story emphasis. They wanted to create a story and then a game around the story, rather than make a game and then just throw in a story as and when they can. But hopefully agree with us that it sounds pretty damn cool, and it is coming to consoles later on this year. So, thanks again for watching / listening, guys. We really do appreciate it. As I said, you can get these...
Why are you laughing? We do appreciate it. How dare you?
No, I'm watching / listening.
Yeah.
I like it when / listens.
Yeah.
He is my favourite guitarist of Guns N' Roses.
So, as always, this is available on YouTube, and it's available, as I said last week, the same time everywhere. So normal people and patrons get it all at the same time. But patrons, just for $1... you do get not early access. You get extra access
Cheeky
to
bit of extra stuff.
pre and post content. Last week it was like 20 weeks.
It's so worth it.
It's us just chatting shit.
It's $1. It's like 70p. Like, really? Cool. I mean,
shit off.
This is worth
70p.
Yeah.
I'm having a t-shirt made that says shit off.
But yeah, so if you do like what we do, guys,
New to you.
heading over to Patreon really helps support us. But if you can't throw us money, we completely understand. There's more ways you can do that. You can share it, like a real big way of just sharing our stuff from YouTube, liking our stuff. If you haven't subscribed, give us a drop on a subscribe. And then obviously if you listen to audio, so iTunes, SoundCloud, give us a like. Give us a comment. It really helps boost us up the rankings, and that's what we want to do. Bring the best and latest indie game content to you guys. So, Patreon, stick around because we've got a little bit more for you now. Other people, we will see you next week. And until then, we love you.